did matric with fear because it's more like you are at the end of the road. People are telling you that if you don't pass matric, you're not going anywhere in life. You know, so I'm coming from that era of being oppressed by educated people and people who knew better than me, telling me these things in my head. So now I'm fighting for people who are oppressed. I'm fighting for the dumb cop. You who has failed that exam, I am fighting for you. I'm telling you, these people are telling you nonsense, my friend. Now I'm one of them. So I come from that era. Metric, I wrote my metric thinking in my head that, hey, what if I don't make it? It means it's over for me. And that maybe you're not even worth pay in general. So I was like, you know what, but let me just believe in God. I pushed, I passed my metric. Not because I wanted to pass, but I was desperate that if I failed, it means it was over for me. Sharp, I went to varsity. When I went to varsity, same thing. I got the same mentality that if you don't finish this qualification, you will become a nobody in life. I was like, first year I failed. I was like, okay, let me try again. Second year I failed. Third year I failed. Fourth year I failed. Fifth year I failed. Now they labeled me as a dumb cop. My fellow classmates, they finished graduating 3 years record time, 4 years record time. Today, they're in my DMs asking if I don't have a job opening. It's not a bad thing that they're asking for job opening, but I'm just trying to show you that just because the system said you can't do this doesn't mean you won't do it. 5 years failing in university. 2013 failed. 14 failed, I was academically excluded. 15 failed, I was academically excluded. I would appeal every time. 16 failed. 2017, that's when I realized that I got trouble. And then immediately when I left school and I pushed and I focused into what I'm doing, today I've hired more than 100 people. Today, I've got many businesses. Yes, they have their own challenges. What one would you alarm on TikTok? TikTok. Robot na verification. Guys. So business itself has its own challenges. I'm also going through my own challenges as a business person. But if you were to ask me to re-choose everything from scratch, I would choose what I do every day. So also, very important, guys, just because what I do has also worked for me doesn't mean that it will also work for you. I want you to understand that when I'm telling you to try something, I'm saying do not fail to try. Instead, try and fail. If you have tried and you failed, move on to the next one. That is fine. Mara, don't even fail to do the basic thing of trying. At least try. Try something. Today, one of my business partners was on a phone call. I get the results just came out. And then, and then her marks are not that good, so she won't be admitted for the course. And then, because I just snacks. And in my head, I'm like, if only this girl could sit down with me. Hello, Sisi, you didn't get the marks that you want. Yes. You are not going to be able to study the course that you want. Yes. It's not the end of the road. Believe. And also, I'm speaking to her while I'm having the Kia Ferrari in my hands. I'm not speaking. We have two types of motivational speakers. We have motivational speakers who are selling you dreams of things that they have never seen as well. I'm not selling you a dream. I'm telling you a factual history of what I've been through. It's not a dream. I'm not selling you. I've been there. I catch a Ferrari. I have it. I have drive a Ferrari. I was once at that point where I felt like, hey, if I fail at school, it means that it's over. And you still have, I mean, there is a lot that you can do outside that system. Once people understand that, and I've also noticed that some people love school genuinely, and that is okay. If you love school, that is okay. But what we are crying about, we dom cops, is that there are our fellow brothers and sisters who are still dom cops in varsity, who are still oppressed by your type. And that is why when I come out publicly, I sound like I always speak negative about school. I don't speak negative. I'm fighting for dom cops who are not being represented. Go to your previous high school right now. When the schools open, they're going to say at this assembly, last year grade 11s passed and only one failed. And then everyone will laugh and look at that one person that has failed. It's like, if you have failed, you are a failure. It's over. And that, as a kid, as a child who doesn't know life and doesn't know what's going to happen next, that ain't your kawata jo. You can home. That's why baba baya ba tsena ba chabela majwaleng ba chabela diokobatšing ba because ba believe gore a wa tshwana jo nna ke pass ko sekolong jo wa tshwana jo nna ke wa bona o didn't give up. Instead, if only the government cared about us, what they would do is they would have facilities that study every kid. They are able to do things with their hands. No matter how much you tell this person about this policy or act or whatever that they need to study, they will not get it. But if I'm towe pieces of planks, welding machine, that person will build you a house without even going to school for it. So I feel like our system has failed us because the moment they fail to study, what is it that I'm good at? Babanga, they are good at sports. School, I go to school, yes, because it's a must, but I'm good at sports. And because I'm a child, I'm not even aware that I'm good at sports. How many of you guys have lost your actual dreams? Would you believe me if I told you that I was once good at drawing? I was once good at drawing, but now, if I draw now, I don't know, I will draw an evil spirit. Because I didn't embrace that talent. I used to be so good at drawing, but they told me, what are you going to become drawing? I couldn't answer as a kid because I'm even hungry. These are the people who are feeding me. 2008, I told my parents that I want to become a DJ. They asked me, you know what they said? They said the most painful thing to me. So there's an uncle of mine that is hustling. He's still hustling. It's not funny, but so, I'm laughing because even today he's still hustling. So it's not funny, eh? But I just remembered that they gave an example with him. So even today he's still hustling. So now, when I told them that I want to become a DJ, then they took that uncle and used him as an example, and they say, look at where your uncle is. Since 1994, he was a DJ. That was 2008. Even now, he's still a DJ. And now I'm laughing because it's 2025 and he's still hustling. But it's long distance uncles. It's not close, not close. So we're not that close, long distance. So it's 2025. He's still hustling, you know. So obviously we help where we can, but nobody, a successful person doesn't owe to make the next to make the next person successful. We can only do so much. You know, you have to push on your own to be successful. So Balerago, you must help him. Trust me, I did. But it's a problem when I help you and you can't help yourself as well. You know, so but I have so many people who ask me, why don't you teach your family if this thing really works? And then that's when I really confirm that some people's IQ is on negative. Literally. Once motare wa sa ruti family yao if ya bereka. Gore kana mo kubona ngore IQ awe I negative. Khane, just because I am a trader and I'm good at what I do, does it mean my brother wants to be a trader? I mean, common sense. Does it mean he doesn't want to be a trader? I help the one that wants to be a trader. If my brother wants to be a trader, he will be a trader. He doesn't even need me. He will push to become a trader. You won't force a person to be successful if they want to be successful. Whether it's your brother or your sister, you can't force. If when you are a doctor, once a person says, why is your brother not a doctor as well, then your IQ is on a negative. It's very low, because a person becomes what they want to become. Not because when you are successful, then you can just pass the success on everyone in your family. Success it's not a disease. Success is not sexually transmitted. You work for success. I have my story. I have my success story because I believed in it myself. Me, myself, and I, and alone. So when you say, why is my cousin not successful, then you are the most stupidest person I know in the history of humanity. Because I get successful, Warra was successful. Oh, Warra must wake up as well. And he must say, Warra, I know, now you know I'm into 1, 2, 3. Don't you know someone that can help me do 1, 2, 3? Then I can help him. But I'm not gonna cousin le family member ba di tlata mona motho gore ke tlo tloga mo Gauteng ke kwa di villageng ko mochia to make him successful mona even le tatao doesn't owe you that much. So that's the problem, because such people wait for us gore regwe ke bana ba tlo kry ambalola dilo tša rena o khuili o motho wa tšwelela ka funeral a eso fitli shetša thomolo ya ntlwele ya gore ya ke a war ke aka ya war round shetši le one Ferrari le Bentley ke tšaka Aston Martin ke tšaka company tše ke tšaka ke tsona tše botlatla fela ba emetše regwa after unya gore ke tše motho mokhuto ba re ke modia successful emela success e khwetša motho ya enyakago wa ibitša. You demand success. You say, I want to make it, and you act on something. You don't just wait for a successful person in your family and then after you come and claim. How many people that you know that come from rich families, as soon as the owner of the business passes on, then by inherit what's again yo di bari ke change o kry ke bona kole ye nice ke re iskole le nice yo, then someone are no ke mfane mongwa wa kae ke re okay u pushang. I'm expecting to hear or no he's doing 1 2 3 he's doing 1 2 3 1 2 3 inheritance. I fetch cry inheritance la wa papa tla le banyana o rega dikoloi rega di shabanyana. 2 years down the line he will be saying, reminding me at the corner saying, hey man, coach, I grew up with you. And then when you grew up with me, then what? Now I owe him now. Ay ban to lang go ba di bari ban tsogang le kherezeng ban tsogang le ragarageng. Wake up and kick something, man. Kick something, try something. Something you tlo spana Joe. You'll try create opportunity one day. Just keep on pushing. Lenkwela ke. Lenkwela. Agto ibushele chape. So when I'm doing giveaways, I am not doing it to buy your love or respect or whatever. I don't need those things. When I'm doing giveaways, I'm showing you that, Bon, I never got this opportunity, but I'm giving you the first ladder to say, if I can give you 800 or 1,000 or whatever, you don't know me. I don't know you, or you don't know me. I'm opening your mentality to such a way that you can say, if this person gives me this opportunity, I need to make it. It needs to burn you inside. It must burn you. I mean, another, there used to be a point whereby I'm sleeping, but I can't sleep. And the reason why I can't sleep is because my goals are burning me. Now they force me to wake up and write something down. Now I have to write the plan, or okay, I will move here from, and this thing started from when I was in varsity. My roommate always said I'm crazy. Because when I'm trying to sleep, I have a class in the morning, but the dream burns me. 2016, it used to burn me a lot. Like I would try and sleep because I have a class in the morning, but something would say, wake up and study the market. I would wake up and go to YouTube and watch videos about trading. I can't sleep because it's burning me. It's burning me. It says I'm gonna wake up and do something. So those are the sacrifices that we were making. So when I'm giving you today, I'm giving you because it's a helping hand to remind you, when you are sleeping on yourself. Imagine how horrible this could be. You're on the comment section asking for help. You're on celebrities' DMs, public figures, people's DMs asking for help. And your kids will still be on people's DMs asking for help. It's a disgrace. Please make... If it fails, let it fail because you have tried. Let it fail because you have tried. You can't be asking for e-wallet and your kids come and ask for e-wallet from my kids. And then that's where now you start hating our children. Now Junior is going to have an Instagram account very soon. He's going to post a Ferrari and say, today I went to the shop with my dad's Ferrari. It's beautiful. And then you and your bitter kids will come to my child's comment section and swear at him, saying, when you are useless, your father is a scammer, by a little bitterness, Jay. If you are successful, you're not going to have time for that. So successful, it won't be my child's force. A fault, or now you are crashing a Ferrari. It's his dad. He has worked for it. So now you are training your kids to be witches. You are training your kids to be witches. Then after they're gonna attack our rich children. Woman. I see some of the rich kids in South Africa. I feel for them. You wake up, you find your parents have worked in hard enough, beautiful house, beautiful cars, and you don't know what the definition of poverty means. And you create your Instagram account or the poster. Then you have adults, grown people come and attack the kid and say, you are useless. These are your mother's things. These are your father. Where's your mother? Where was your mother? What was your mother doing? What was your father doing? Why you are taking this innocent child just because the parents have worked hard? We're all working to improve the lives of the next generation that's coming. I'm making sacrifices so that I can give the people that are coming after me a great chance. Now you're going to attack them. Now ga se mpotse selo na bile no ga se mpotse selo cause nna le wena re dithaka ke to botsa ka re we moholo for le tjodi diao amos we moholo wa rra mara ke a tseba because you can't take me head to head because nna ke to botsa taba tša I'm going to tell you your news. You're going to wait for my children, then you're going to attack them every day. My children will hate social media because of people like you. But to tell social media because of people like you anele jwang up tse lena batho so le toile ntabe ya lene ke 2025 no raspana we try new things. Nobody said this is gonna work, this is not gonna work. We try everything. 2025 December, if nothing has worked, we sit down and say, hey, hey, this year our bereka sale. Mara, you know what? We don't give up. 2026, we sit down, we try everything. Up something will work. Pusha. No matter how difficult it gets, pusha. Life throws challenges all the time. We lose our loved ones all the time, and that one is emotionally draining. But we have to stand up and keep going, because you remember that grandmother that is the only one remaining, and you are saying to yourself, this is my only grandmother left, and you believe so much in her, and you want God to give her more years to live so that she can live to see your great grandchildren, etc. One day you need to be that person. You need to be that grandmother. You need to be that grandfather to your great grandkids. So with that witchcraft mentality, what kind of a grandparent are you going to be? Utoba you are no, so you don't know me, you just came across me on TikTok and then check putama sape away. I wouldn't say about go table putama sape. You just hate me because I seem to have this life figured out, and then instead of asking me, how did you do it, brother? I will never mislead you and say, go left while I know I went right. Now how I make my money, how I made my money, it's not a secret. Let me tell you something. There are so many type of inspirations that we go for that are not really fruitful for us. Do you know that one person that owns mines or that has big tenders, 200 million, 500 million, and then you look up to this person and you ask them, how did you make it? Then that's when you realize some of the type of inspirations that we are following are just not worth it. Now, I don't see a need to follow a person whom I don't understand how did they start. Now, I can follow the cheese boy because I know a cheese boy, that cheese boy will follow my son. Him and my son will follow each other because cheese boy. Now I want to know, when I follow you, when I check your story, I want to know, how did you start? Because that is an inspiration for me. I need to know, how did you start? Oh, you have a Bentley now. Oh, you have 10 businesses. Oh, you pay 100 people every month, get a salary. Oh, okay, but how did you start? Then that determines whether I follow you for the longest time or not. Because Lerato follow necessary. You are busy following the Netflix study Dubai bling. You don't even know how those people got their money there. And then you are saying that you are looking for an inspiration. I'm gonna open your eyes and look for real inspiration. Go to that guy that has a local brand that has opened 5 shops at the mall and ask him, how did you start? Follow his story. You'll remember that he was selling shoes door by door. He was selling chickens door by door. Now those are real inspirations that you should follow. Not this nonsense that Dubai bling and what watching rich people that don't even know you exist. So 2025, we have 2 types of motivations. We have the ones that we follow for entertainment purposes. I follow Elon Musk for entertainment purposes. I can't even lie to myself and I say, no, I want to own Tesla. That's a lie. I'm not going to own Tesla. Instead, nkabona or nkathomang. Senga khona ngosithoma give realistic. So some of you guys get swallowed within your inspirations as well. You get swallowed within your inspirations. You're thinking that you are getting an inspiration, but you are just drowning yourself far away from reality. Wake up, Baba. Come back. I tried following Donald Trump's story. Donald Trump says he's a billionaire, and he says, so for me to make it, I had to take a loan. So my father loaned me $5 million. Kanapa katima interview. Why? Because I don't have a father who's going to loan me $5 million. I don't have a father who's going to loan me $5 million. And that story is good for him. Yes, it's good. So I need to look for stories that say, I was once in a shack. Oh, okay. So what did you do? I started doing 1, 2, 3, and then I moved to 1, 2, 3, and I moved to 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Then that's a real story, an inspirational story. Then now I follow my journey. Being realistic now, because sometimes you get damaged throughout the process of following people. So le tokomeleng. Mara at the same time, others have bigger dreams than what we have on earth. So it's not a crime to dream bigger. But what I'm saying is, come back, after dreaming, come back and say, okay, sharp, I want to get there. But obviously, I'm not going to get there by just going there. So where do I start? You'll realize that sometimes your dream says to you that, go be a car guard. Let me tell you a story of a car guard. So, I was going to take him very far. So, there was a car guard guy, he's a car guard. So that's why I'm saying that you only fail if you don't move. So Jabu used to guard cars ko Sosha Nguve crossing mall. So I used to stay ko Sosha. That's why I got my first house. Then I get Bloma da Sosha, I think 2017. So I go to the mall almost every day because I don't know how to cook. So I buy takeaways every day. So sharp. Jabu, I didn't know him. Then I start buying Kareka Ranex, my first car, Toyota Ranex, sharp. So after buying Toyota Ranex, then after I start going to the mall regular, and then Jabu would always help me park the car. All right? No problem. So I get used to him. So I would know, Jabu brag. When he is not at the mall, I'm able to notice. So sharp, Jabu would always say to me, hey, Boswaga, if you have extra work at your yard, come and help me. I mean, give me a chance and whatnot. So I can understand. So one time I went for a vacation in Cape Town. I think I flew, I had to go to Durban and Cape Town as well. So I started in Durban and then I flew from Durban to Cape Town for business. So I tell Jabu, Jabu, I get it. So Jabu is not that nyaope swagore bare uswana lebo alostro before I rehab. As a type J. He was the chilled one, no more clean, no more nice, so sharp. So Kamotagere Jabu. Shalalin Traka, not the social one, another one. Shalalin Traka is a traveler for business. No stress. Jabu So I'm testing him to say what opportunity can I give this guy next. Oh. I come back unannounced. Good thing is he was not a thief, or maybe because I was paying him well, maybe that's why. Injection motafling whatever ba high di ba tlemme pap ya ba gona ke morakile since ana mo. But the moral is I've had plans to say, okay, since Jabu is a hustler and he's a good driver as well, I'm able to give him a chance. Can't I hire him somewhere, man, in my businesses? Man, I didn't know what exactly, but I knew that I was gonna give him an opportunity and a platform. Oh, what Rajabu? Mara, I only met Jabu because he was a car guard. So the moment you swallow your pride and start doing something, you don't know who you're going to meet. Every person who has money, literally every person who has money, every person who is successful and whatnot, they always meet people around them. And if you have never had money and you're not successful, you will not understand what I'm saying. But I'm going to give you an example. Aki a traffic department ga fola line. Aki I keep posong ka certify. I don't go to the police station to certify documents. I only go to the mall to buy things that I really want to buy. But if I want them bought for me, I can still make it happen. I don't buy office-related things. Why? Because I made sure that I have people who are able to do these things for me. Because the only time where I feel now I have to wake up and go there is when I have to renew my license because I'm needed there. But everything else, I have people whom I just call. I'm like, yo, bruh, please do this for me. And then I pay them to do that, whatever. So every person who's successful, follow the line. We have people around us that we are able to call and say, do this for me, do that for me. And then they make it happen. So when you are a car guard, when you are a bottle girl, when you are doing whatever that the society judges, when you are selling fruits at the robots, you don't know who you are going to meet. Una le bafana ba bangwe ke ba bone mo di robotong ba ntse ba ke fitla da ba phela ba rasa. They know all my cars. So they are good at dancing. So kusaba lebeletse le bona. Kusaba lebeletse kusanya go checka gore na story sa bona ke. So now I have a second alcohol place called Tembisa. I told you guys about it. So Rasafaele the touch ups ke tlo launch very very soon. Sharp. So when I launch it very very soon, plek ya jwala because what they do is crate. When you park at the robots, they put the crates, dance, and then ask for money. Little pusher. Ke bona gore nka sizame o ba fa platform nyana ke ra man zokalang ko pleking ke le fe 200 500 nyana ya transport le no driver nga re bona a ke tsebe. But I'm just saying that for the fact that they are moving and they are doing something about their lives, they are not focusing on my life. Aba lebelane everything that I do. They are full grown men with 2 balls who wake up to look at other people's lives every day. They're looking at your life. Yeah, he's moving today. Or he's not moving. That's very good. That's very good. He's not moving. And when you move, they'll be like, shit, he's moving. So you must understand or part of bophelo part of bophelo lo ene la ho sna selo ba gona ba o lebeletse o sna selo o rialo ba gona ba o lebeletse ma ke o lebeletse re ya no wa move ba o lebeletse. So it's a mo bathong bao. Do what you have to do. Language di ya ka mkhodi ya wangusha. So re kaofela. So let's hustle. The enemy that we have is poverty. I can't be your enemy. Nas na enemy agago. When I can noble enemy aka, that's your business, that's your problem. When I go and solve it later. Mara now I'm not your enemy. Now I want to see my fellow people make it. When I drive out of the house, I know with confidence the only time I'll come across a Bentley is if I go to Center. I nice that thing. We must inspire one another. Emana, you usalabana when you get to a place and you feel like you are poor. Like literally, I get to some places and I feel like, hey, I am poor. And for me, it's an inspiration. I know I'm not poor. Now I'm not poor. And if you now know I'm poor, your father is poor before me. Now I'm not poor. I get to places where I feel like, hey, I know I'm poor. Yeah, people have money. And then I sit down and I say, hey, this is an inspiration. I need to push. So I don't get to a place and I feel like I'm poor, and then now I start wanting to know what these people do, and I'm up in their business every day. I see them, And I say, oh, okay, they are pushing. That's good. But I come back to my reality and I do what I have to do. Hey, or hate them for that matter. Yes, Black East. There are people who literally hate us because we have what we have. Imagine a person hating you because you have done well for yourself. I've never spoken to you. I don't know your family. I don't know you. I don't know. Mary, you hate me just because I'm doing well. Ewa lawyer son. Pearson. Pearson. And for that, you will die poor, my friend. Uto sokola. Uto I honor Mrima go bless our honor lawyer. Ba honor lawyer, miss. Upon our ba lawyer, man. Naturally. I mean, today I gave away people money. I gave them account funding today. And I'm not done. I get 25 ke patala di salary tsa di employees, ka di 1 ke patala the expenses tsa di business. I'm gonna open another alcohol place. I'm gonna hire people again. Utobona instead I wanna ba ton lebelela go ba re hey mara at least mthako uzamwazama man uzamo thusha ma khonago uzamo instead ba nyaka tshempiche ba di shalashala ka morago ba shalashala ka morago nyomma bema ala ba ba di tshemo geta lena la lawyer man ala lawyer man narazama mna khereza. This life thing doesn't come with a manual. Razama, Joe, Razama. We are trying to help people where we can to survive. But if you are seeing that I'm trying to survive and when you hate me for trying to survive, then fuck off. Uba watch grial, umak WhatsApp group uba add umalumra kam go ba add kam uba botor coach shit or masepalena. Uba number chaka ke telephone number chaka bam phonele yana le problem phonele phone u dia WhatsApp group add batho ba enu ka muka ba add le girlfriend ta how add le in-laws ta how ba add ka muka o fetso ba add add le nna mo group ngire voice note ke fotsekane a fetsa ke exit group cause wa tswana ms a ona ntwele ngore re tloga ra idea la e bona ile positive ntongwa le ngwe le pela le nyagana le dilo le na le nyagana le dilo le everywhere I mo gwete man a futsek mara ke a tseba hore ona le ba ile ngore ba mpona ba bona inspiration and I appreciate that. But I'm saying that you can't be like me, so you can be greater than me. Whatever that you're doing, push. Don't listen to people who don't have anything. I always tell people, sharp, I'm telling you that trade Forex and you stand to be successful. Now I identify as a successful person. I don't care what you think. Now myself, I identify as a success. So you decide. When I say trade Forex and you might be successful, then there's another person who's saying don't trade Forex, it's a scam. Now you're caught in between. Okay, this person says I must trade, I might be successful. He's not saying I will be, but I might be if I do well. If you do well, keyword. And then you have another person who's going against those words who are saying, no, don't trade Forex. A person with common sense will always investigate further. The person who says, I must trade Forex, I might be successful, what does he have? Come, I will tell you what I have. I've got successful businesses. And I've never went to the bank to ask for funding. I've never sent an email to Motsepe or Elon Musk asking for funding. Everything I've started because of what I did in 2016. Now I'm investing in small things, alcohol places. That's why it's because of trading. That money comes from trading. If it wasn't because of trading, it was not going to be possible. So So I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you that this is what I'm doing. I get it? Now the next person who's saying don't trade forex, then check what do they have. Call me. I will give you my number. Call me. 100% sure that person stays in an RDP. That person stays in a 2-room. That person has nothing to their name. 100. We can bet. Rega betcha 15,000. If I'm wrong, I will give you 15,000. If I am wrong, I will give you 15,000. Check all of them. Pay close attention. Pay close attention. If I say do this and the next person says don't do it, check both of us. Check what I have. And the chances are the person who's against me, check what they have. Nothing. They are waiting for 350 from Ramaphosa. and then you as the person who's in the middle says, hey, I wanted to try this thing, but Sbanibani said I must not do it. Okay, maybe Sbanibani is helping you. That's good. Because sometimes they're not all wrong, but also what I'm trying to say is listen attentively. When a person speaks, there is no way you can tell me about success while you are not successful. What are you saying, my friend? What are you saying? You can't tell me about success while you don't know the taste of success. You cannot tell me about success. You can't tell me how money works. You can't tell me about businesses while when yourself, you are poor as fuck. What are you saying, my friend? So, watch who you listen to. Because I remember one of the reasons why I had a fallout with my parents in 2017, when I told them that I don't want to go to school anymore. I guess they thought I was graduating. So in Tweberi, what we were fighting for was, my mother always said to me that study teaching, become a teacher. Become a teacher, study teaching, you know. And then my dad would say, finish school. And then I would ask them one question. I say, Mom, Dad, so Mom, starting with you, when you say I must study teaching, what do you want me to become? A teacher. And then I sit down and I ask myself questions. Do I want to become a teacher? Yes or no? Now it's me asking me. The answer is no. I don't want to become a teacher. Why? Because my dreams are bigger than that. Okay. Would becoming a teacher be a good or a bad start? Only God knows. Sharp. Move to my dad. My dad says, finish school, study what. Look at Sbanibani, your cousins have finished graduating. So in the family, I've got doctors, I've got lawyers, I've got nurses, I've got all types of profession, but it's not close family. It's cousin of cousin of cousin. So we're just related by chippies. So now, meaning that you can't really go to those people and ask for salt tomorrow. You know each other, you are related somewhere, somehow, but not too close. So I look at all those people. Cousin of cousin, bo mamang, get a doctor, get a lawyer, get a nging, but mamang is a teacher, they just bought a car. And then I'm always ambitious. They just bought a car, they just bought a house. How much is that car? Which one is it? How much is that house? Is that the life I want? And all the answers were like, no. Nah, in my own dream world, I've always seen myself doing bigger things than everyone. And it's not a competition, but I've looked at everyone that they said I must become, and I was like, I don't want to be a lawyer. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna push music. I'm gonna continue pushing music. I'm gonna continue pushing whatever that I'm pushing. Now I'm good. Now and my parents didn't understand why was I stubborn like that. And I wasn't stubborn. I just didn't want to become part of the system. Because I can see Sibaniban and I can see, I know their struggles. I know their strong points. I know their risk points. I mean, their weak points. And I was like, now I'm going to be different. I'm going to be different. And I'm going to be the first one to do it. And I'm going to be the first one to do it so good. I'm going to be the first one to do it so good that even people who don't know me can sleep at night when they think of me. I'm going to make them. I've made these vows to myself. I've made these vows to myself. I'm like, one day when I speak, these people will listen. One day I'll have them running around like fools. And I am having them run around like fools they are. Wangush, I've always been that person to say, nah, I deserve bigger things. But the problem was I didn't know what I had to do to become that something. I didn't know. Genuinely, I didn't know. All I ever believed in was to become a DJ. I've always seen myself filling up stadiums, filling up places. Little did I not know is that one day I was going to fill up places because of trading. I didn't know that. So kana mo bonang the power of God to say, when he wants you to be there, you will be there no matter what. God's plans are not your plans. I've had plans of filling up venues. Now, if I announce a seminar at Propaganda, if I say I'm doing a seminar at Propaganda, yeah, Forex is gonna get fucking full. I've done it. I've filled in Propaganda 4 times, 4 sessions. First one full, second one full, third one full, fourth one we had to do it at the parking lot because there was no space. Come music. When I do music, only 3 people come. So I can't force my destiny in music. I can't force it. I wanted to fill in those venues, those people. There was a lady, I even posted the video on my Instagram. I gave her 5,000 rands cash at my seminar. The lady just had a new baby born, and she traveled from those who were there at the seminar at Propaganda would remember. Yeah, last year. Was it last year? I think. She traveled from Nelspruit Atsoringwana Umunyani. And then she said to herself, I want to see this guy. I've always seen him on Facebook. I want to see him. And yeah, you are right. She was holding a small baby sitting ko Propaganda. Yes. And in my head, I was like, if a person is able to live from Nelspruit 5 hours, if a person is able to live from Bloemfontein, from Eastern Cape, from Lesotho, I have people from Zimbabwe, whom when they hear a coach is having a seminar, they remember all my seminars are free entrance. I don't charge for seminars. When people hear Spiwe, yes, I remember I was there. Yes, you know, so I've realized that after that, I sat down with the CEO. So my CEO says to me that, I mean, she's my CEO for heaven's sake. Yeah, no, people take you serious, ne? I'm like, dog, I didn't know as well. Because she couldn't believe that, because it was the first time I did a seminar since 2018. So that was the first time I ever did a seminar since 2018. The last one was State Theatre. State Theatre alone, I filled it to the fullest. I think I filled it 2 times. That was 2018. So I've accepted my calling. I've accepted that this is my strong point. You understand? And that is just to show you that sometimes you want to achieve and become something so bad, but at the same time you are like, God is throwing you at another different direction. There are certain people today who are good prophets and prophetess, who are good sangomas, those who believe in religious stuff. But nobody really grows up to say, I want to be a prophet or prophetess, or I want to have spiritual gifting, or I want to, sometimes you just have to accept what you're given and embrace it as God has said to you, this is your purpose in life. And now my purpose, my friend, is to make sure that witches are being given more work to work on. That is my job, my career. I'm here to awaken witches, because think of a life without witches. Ito bora. I mean, no, you must worry. You must worry to say, hey, if I walk out now, I can take a lightning. And you'll be like, let me not walk out now. Let me not walk out now. I must relax. So God is using me. God is using me to take them out of the closet. They will show themselves one by one. And when God's work is working, you will see them. They don't sleep at night. Today it's 11:30. They're not going to sleep. They're going to say, hey, that motherfucker. Referring to me. And that time, I'm going to masturbate and sleep. I'm going to masturbate and sleep. I'm not going to. Once I end this live, I forget about you guys. Everyone. All the people who are watching. Once I sleep, I close the. I forget you exist. I literally forget. So because I have done my part, so my part is to enter and say, okay, you are looking for an inspiration. I will inspire you. Okay, when are you a witch? Okay, I will give you more tasks. I must give. So in this world, there's a saying that says we can't all be rich. And that is true. We can't all be rich, and we can't all be good people. That is true. We must have good, bad, rich, poor. But I have a question for you. If they say we can't all be rich, why must it be you who's not rich? Why must it be you who's poor? Why must you accept that it has to be you who's poor? Why? The answer to that is within your soul. I'm not going to tell you the answer. When you should ask yourself deep down inside. Because even the people who claim to hate me, they love me so much. Do you know why? I give them spike. I give them fire. Imagine a full-grown man only feels they're alive when they're thinking about me. I make sure. That is my purpose in life. So if we can't all be rich, then why must it be you who's poor? Now I refused. They told me that we can't all be rich. Someone has to suffer. And I was like, okay, someone has to suffer, but that ain't gonna be me, nigga. That ain't gonna be me. I am not here to suffer. I am here to chop life. I am here to chop life. And I'm chopping it. I am chopping it, my friend. Akfeta live no. Akfeta mo. Ya wa garage go ragadi zamba. Ragadi zamba, ragadi snacks, ragadi chega mo ga ya. Ka masturbate ga robal. I'm here to chop life. Literally, I'm here to chop life. So chop it. I'm chopping it, my brother. I am here to chop life. I refused to be part of the statistics, because fact is, had I not done good for myself, I wouldn't even have. So sometimes as a person, you get depressed when you have too much enemies, right? Have you ever gotten to a point whereby you ask yourself, why do these people hate me? Why me? Why can't they leave me alone? Then if they don't hate you, who must they hate? God put you at that place to be hated by these people, because you are there to serve as an example that is more powerful than any evil spirit. That is why you're still standing even today. So why My friend, they must hate you because you are there for a purpose. You are there to serve as a purpose. And then libona, their purpose is to hate. So that's the balance of life, the equation. So there are people born to chop life. There are people born to watch others chop life. There are people born to hate on watching those who are chopping life. There are people born to mind their business. There are people born just to be purposefully and intentionally stupid. There are people born to do good. There are people born to do bad. But that has nothing to do with your financial status. When it comes to financial status, there can only be poor and rich. The biggest question is, regardless of what purpose you were born to do, why must it be you who's not rich? Think about it. Ongusha. So we're all here for a purpose. Now, let me tell you, during my times on Facebook, before Instagram was a thing, remember Instagram was I think it was there around 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So Facebook used to be a thing. So during my Facebook days, Kaboma 2014, 2015, on Facebook, I was not going to let a celebrity or anyone have peace of mind. That was my job. I used to be a professional hater. Now I used to argue with rich people on the internet. When someone says, I just bought the latest what, it's more powerful, and I would comment and say, no, this is nothing. You are talking nonsense. This is better than what. You are talking nonsense. That was my career. I would invest. And I would argue with rich people on the internet. And then after doing that, because that was my purpose by then, I used to feel good. I would sleep at night saying, yeah. But my reality was I was staying in a shack. So I argue with rich people online so that I can feel better about myself. Tomorrow I can't wait to go on Facebook again and argue with rich people and hate and do all those things. Up until 2016, I changed my mindset. So 2016, I didn't care about people. I never, when they say, Mamang urekile nging or Mamang has done, that was none of my fucking business. I was focused on one thing and one thing only. So I didn't care about people. And then after I made it, then I start receiving the first hater, second hater, third. And then I'm remembering that, all these haters I'm getting now, I am paying for my sins in 2013, 2014. So I've accepted my destiny to say, so I'm paying for my sins, because I used to hate. So mizi ebeksa mokwe. Bekisanya kulo bona le celebrity mo hlengelena. So I used to be a professional hater. Black Coffee, my inspiration, I used to be a hater. Up until I realized that actually I love this guy. The only reason why I'm glued up to his socials is because I love him so much. So when I started making money, I was like, I never really hated those people. I just hated my life. Can't it's love? Yes. I thought it was a hate. Can't it's love? So even now, hence I always say, someone said to me yesterday that, why do people hate you? Why do you have so many haters? I'm like, which haters, my friend? They'll be like, no, people who always speak about you. I'm like, you can't speak about me and not love me. I don't speak about what I don't love. I don't speak about what I don't love. So what do you mean? You can't tell me that a person has time to speak about what they don't love. No. It's hard love. It's hateful love. So these haters, they love me. And guess what? I love them so much. I love them too. I love them dearly. You know why? because I give them a reason to live. They must have a reason to wake up tomorrow. They must have a reason. Imagine if I was not successful, then what were they wait? The poor haters, so and then at the same time, we have those fans who love us as well. Shout out to them. They know no evil from you. They have no, coach who did this, they will deny and say, no, not coach. Coach did not do it, even though you did it. So we also have those ones, and we appreciate them even more. Those ones, we appreciate them more because they don't fucking care about the bad things that you've done, because it's not their place to judge. Who the fuck are you to judge another man? Are you perfect, motherfucker? You are telling me that you never fucked up, then what the fuck are you saying? Who are you to judge another man? Who are you to judge another? We will all get judged by God. Come Karena, we will all get judged by you. Re ka se tlo judge ke di tlatla sa os khononyoba na mtu mtu os khononyoba na ana to tla au judge mu ai ke di tlatla ba fana ba mo pongusha ikamkho so are pushing bafethu are pushing the moment you do something and no one speaks negative about it, no one says anything, change it. I've done so many businesses, and I realized that nobody says anything about those businesses. And I reconsider my decision. I'm like, this is not a good business. Because a good business, you see it by witches. Once a witch is concerned, then you're doing great. Because people, if you're going to the wrong direction, then people's nature, they are most likely not to give a fuck. If you're going to the right direction, to the wrong direction. Let me give you an example. How many nyaupes do you see every day? How many beggars do you see at the robots every day? Who speaks about them? Have you ever heard a person on social media saying, yeah, no, there was this nyaupe under the bridge today. I didn't like what he did. No. Do you know why? Because they know you are going to the wrong, that nyaupe is going to the wrong direction. That's where they want you. The only reason why they sit down and they do research and they happen to have an opinion and open their mouth about you is because you are doing well. So my advice to you is, if you are doing something and no one is saying anything, change it. Change that business. So now, when I do everything that I do now, I want to see witches. Witches must say, yeah, no, he has started. Then I know I'm doing well. Once they say, now he has started, I know I'm doing well. I need to press. Because, let me tell you, people, whenever you ask for advice from people and direction from people, they will never give you. But if you want free advice from people, do something and they will advise you. If they keep quiet, it means, hey, that's a bad business. Stop it. But if you do something and you start having challenges and people speak negatively, you are doing well. Continue. That's the right business. Because if you now go live, exit my live and go live on your account and ask them, guys, what can I do to change my life? Nobody will tell you anything meaningful. But exit my account and go live and say, I've started my clothing brand. And then someone says, it won't be as big as Gucci. Continue, you're doing well. You are doing well. Because if you ask them for a free advice, they will never give you. But if you do well, they have advice for you. Once they tell me to stop, then I know I'm pressing the right buttons. Then I go harder. You go harder, my friend. When they tell you to stop doing what you're doing, go harder. Don't give them a chance because you got the right direction. If you ask for it, they will never give you for free. They will never, in a million years. Go, go big. Go harder. So imagine in this life, it's either you are being talked about, talked about, or talked to, or my point being, because English is running. It's either babelela ka weni or babelele silo ka weni. I wanted to say that. It's either they talk about you or they don't say anything. So if they don't say anything, it means you are a nobody. In short, nobody gives a shit about a beggar and talked against. Yes, that's the right one. Nobody gives a shit about a beggar or the hobo chechabu charo tamaya mama bro. Nobody gives a shit. So you must be vaker in this life thing. You must be vaker. Ask yourself, okay, sharp. Coach is pushing. Coach is hustling. Coach does this, but people hate, but he doesn't stop. Ask why I don't stop. Because the moment I stop, then it means that now these witches have won. I'll never let them win. Find what hurts them, and what hurts them is you doing good for yourself. Obana, let me tell you, you see people who don't have cars right now, like someone who doesn't have a car. You see now you don't have a car, ne? Nobody is saying anything. Do you have anybody who's saying anything? You don't have a car, you don't have anything. Nobody is saying anything. You don't have enemies. You don't have do you know why? It's because you are useless, my friend. You are useless. Start being useful, then you will see. Now go buy your first car. Buy a Polo. Immediately after buying a Polo, that friend that you thought was a friend, you'll start hearing that they speak about you. They say, o rekile Polo. As if it's nothing. They start by, they love these words. It's old. Do they have the new? Do their father have the new? Is there anyone in their family that have the new? The answer is no. When you had nothing, were they saying anything? Were they saying anything? You know, now you don't have a car. Again, you don't have a car. Buy your first car, then you will see. But you regular pola khale. Hey, ke khale yona shem. Lo khahla e khahle. Again, you regular polo again. Now you move on to buy your second car. You buy a bike. Again. Kumagabar ai. Ya na maro specialize ga koloi tja khale shem. Let's go back to square one. When you didn't have the Polo and the bike, were they saying anything? No. Did they hate you? No. Do they hate you now that you have a Polo and a bike? Yes, they're saying your cars are old. No problem, you move on. Third car, you buy a brand new Haval. Brand new 0 case. Listen to what they're going to say. Hey, awa. Hey, urekile kolenya na China so. Ibile wa khanya matjija a sa re boledisha. Danki wa rra ke bone o dike dihlogo mo dikefa mo danki wa rra no ke a o leboga. Ongwish. So ke kore study humanity in general. Now that is when I've realized that I started grooming haters from when I